Hello, beautiful people of the internet. My name is Ryan, and welcome back to our Fallout New Vegas series. It's episode number 77. We're here inside of Camp Mccarran, which has a lot of really creepy noises going on. I'll be honest, but Colonel Hsu is right here. We've been talking to him. We've been hearing about him a lot in the past, but we finally have a chance to ask him some questions. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ask him some questions. Really quickly, I'm gonna just double check that nothing around here has any. Nope. All right, cool.
It is. I haven't had the privilege, but I'm told you've been an angel on our shoulder. What can we do for you at Camp Mccarran?
Well, you can answer all my goddamn questions. Okay, we have a lot of options here. I'm here to provide support. Is there anything I might be able to help with? Now, first off, I'm going to ask how things are going. What challenges does the NCR face?
Everything was going according to President Kimball's plan at first. We met minor resistance from local troublemakers. But our two main objectives are still contested. Mr. House controls the Strip, and he won't so much as meet with our ambassador. And we're holding Hoover Dam. But Caesar's Legion is positioning itself to overrun it. If it falls, so will New Vegas. We'd be forced to withdraw.
Right. You seem calm, given that things are as bad as they are. I'm here to provide support. You seem calm.
Calm is what you have to be when people look to you. And it's all you can be when things are out of your hands.
You know what? I actually kind of like that, Colonel Hsu. I actually kind of like that. What's Mccarran's role in NCR operations?
It's our main base. We took it because it lets us keep an eye on the Strip, and it had already been fortified before the Great War. From here, we handle most of the logistics for our operations in Nevada. Troop allocation, supply distribution, intel. Usually General Oliver runs the show here, but he's on his way to the dam now, so I've taken on a lot of his duties here.
Are things quiet between here and the dam?
Unfortunately, no. In fact, the word from the ranger stations has been especially concerning lately. Sounds like they've run into overwhelming resistance. Supplies just aren't reaching them. It's been so bad,
sounds like
Sergeant Reyes at Camp Forlorn hoped to look into it and see how it is that things could be so fouled up there.
That shit's actually, like, not true, exactly. So something's wrong with the communications. That's our other quest that we're working on. So I don't know exactly what's going on there, but... how are things going for the NCR around here?
Could be better, I'll say that much. We set up here with our sights set on annexing New Vegas. It's a lot of resources that could do a lot of good for us. But that hasn't happened. If anything, they annexed us. They rake in the profits from our soldiers, and we're stuck protecting them from the Legion. Not exactly the plan.
Where does that leave you?
Now we're trying to secure the Strip and the dam at the same time, and it's costing us. And in the meantime, General Oliver won't approve any offensive maneuvers because he doesn't want to risk losing our positions. So we're in a holding pattern here.
Sounds...
Caesar's on the other side of the river. Planning.
Sounds really not ideal. Really not ideal. You're stretched very thin. So, what can I help with?
You don't cook by any chance, do you? Farber's doing his best, but it's hard to manage an army with half my staff in line for the latrine.
You guys have, like, food
Honestly,
poisoning?
We're fighting a lot of fires right now. The fiends keep pressing their position from Vault 3. We've got the Legion breathing down our necks across the river. We actually took an officer alive last week, but so far he hasn't spoken a word.
I bet I could make him talk.
I have Lieutenant Boyd on that already, and she's excellent, but I think she's hit a wall.
Okay.
Talk to her if you like. See if she has any use for you. Her office is right above mine, but I think she might be interrogating right now. So she'd be upstairs on the other side of the building.
Interesting. Any other problems?
Yeah. On top of everything else, I can't send a patrol on a bathroom break without it being ambushed by someone who heard they were coming. So somebody's getting the word out.
Right. I could look into who's leaking NCR intelligence.
Well, why not? Given your recent arrival, at least I can safely rule you out as the leak. I'd like to have absolute trust in my men, but that's just not practical right now. Go ahead and look into it. See what you find. We don't have much to go on right now. Lately, every raiding party in New Vegas seems to have a map of our troop movements. It derails everything. Supplies, reinforcements. And it'll only get worse the longer we let it go on. Captain Curtis is heading up the investigation right now. He can fill you in.
Great. Okay.
Bye.
I put a spell on you. Also, by the way, President Aaron Kimball. Looking like a Microsoft Paint portrait. What? All right, so we could do that one. I think we do that one. Hey, here's the other thing though. We got these things. This is to inform you that a small sniper nest has been successfully set up near Cottonwood Cove as requested. Nest should have small bedding and a small amount of supplies, no weaponry. Sniper should be forewarned that the position is close to the enemy camp, and upon completing his or her objective, should get the fuck out of there as soon as flamingly possible. Good luck and good hunting. Let me take a look at that. Cottonwood Cove was right here, right? Be somewhere around there. Cool. It says 12 -2, but like, does that? I don't see any freaking. Are these actual coordinates I could use here along the edge of the map? It's got a grid system, but it doesn't have any. I don't know. So we have that. We have silent treatment. Talk to Boyd about. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, cool. That's a start. Put the gun away. Put the gun away. Don't want to get shot on accident. All right. So we know where Curtis is, and I think we should actually probably go talk to him. Let's talk to her and then to him.
Evening.
Yeah. Evening to you as well. I'm trying to find anything I can use as leverage against you guys during the conversation we're about to have. Okay, I didn't find anything. Hello, hi, how's it going?
A little busy at the moment, but I can talk.
I'm glad you can. Good to know that. What is this place?
This? The OSI lab. We don't get many visitors. The smell puts people off, I think. Nobody ever said science would smell clean and fresh. Anyway, you get used to it if you give it some time.
What's OSI?
I know I don't sound the part. Get raised by Brahmin ranchers and you never lose the twang. Drives Hildern crazy. But I know every inch of the power grid from Hoover Dam to Shady Sands. That's what we do here. Try to optimize the power output from the dam. Some of the others are working on an agricultural project, but truth be told, they aren't making much progress. Not yet, anyway.
So what's your role?
Head researcher. Mostly on the dam project, but I help out on other things when they need me. Gotta be flexible.
Do you need help with anything?
You mean give you work? No, that'd be up to the administrator, Hildern. He's back there in his office. Between you and me, I don't think he ever leaves. Plenty of mercs go in to see him, though.
Yeah, what does that line mean? Mercenaries?
I can't say. We're not supposed to talk about the research. Not the details. If you're interested, I'm sure he'd see you. Nice to meet you.
Good talk.
If you need anything, I'm almost always in the lab.
There is a lot of interesting stuff going on in this building, and I'm only on the first floor. Hildern, how's it going?
I'm Dr. Thomas Hildern, Director of Operations, OSI East. I presume you're here about Vault 22?
This is what we were told. That's right.
Wonderful. Straight to it then. Have you signed the release forms? No? Doesn't matter. We'll keep that to ourselves. Vault 22. Where to begin? Imagine, if you will, the wasteland in bloom.
Imagine,
vast
if you will.
fields of corn that grow from seeds and produce their bounty in the space of a month. Orchards of trees, their branches weighed halfway to the ground, hung with fat, ripe oranges, a harvest that could feed a city or a nation. And all this, requiring no more than a few drops of precious water, and the efforts of only a handful of human farmers. Impossible?
I'd say so.
A realist. We have that in common. A year ago, I'd have said the same. But what if I was to tell you that the wasteland can yield an endless bounty, and that the secret may lie a mere few miles from where we
Scientist
stand?
or car salesman?
We need only reach out and take it, and for that, I need you.
Okay. Scientific discovery is never that simple.
Isn't it? One directs one's efforts, or the efforts of others, toward a goal, and progress is made. It's a matter of incentives, nothing more. I believe that the inhabitants of Vault 22 unlock the secrets of vegetative growth. Plants are spilling from
I don't know about that, sir.
No one tends them. No one waters them. Yet they multiply and spread in all directions. Find the reason for this miraculous growth, and I promise you the OSI will see that you are generously compensated.
I'll do it.
Good. No need to check in with the NCR authorities. I can authorize your payment from OSI accounts. Vaults typically contain a server room on a lower level, where they would have backed up their research data. A computer room, you understand? Download all the information on the central server to your Pip-Boy, and you'll be certain to bring me any notes or samples that you find, won't you?
Of course, of course. Of course. Anything else I should know? I have other questions.
Oh? What might those be?
Tell me more about OSI.
The Office of Science and Industry. It's a rather expansive topic. I could talk for hours, but I'm sure I'd bore you. Suffice to say, we are the leading edge of the NCR. Our work focuses on practical matters: medicine, engineering, biology. The dam, for instance. OSI routes its energy supply to our cities in the West. That's only one responsibility of this office.
And you're the director of OSI East. That's what he said, not the director of OSI.
Director of the entire OSI? Me? If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to plant seditious ideas in my head. No, I direct our eastern operations. I've been responsible for squeezing unprecedented levels of power from the dam. I'm also confronting the problem of food production in what little spare time I have, but I've found some promising leads.
And you're doing all these things yourself?
Yes, with the assistance of my team, of course.
So not yourself. Cool. So there's a food shortage, huh?
Not yet, but our government understands the value of proactive thought. Our studies project an imbalance between production and consumption. Or, for a layman such as yourself, not enough food, too many mouths to feed. Mass starvation in a decade or so.
So what other responsibilities does this office have?
We aid some programs the Republic has sponsored involving sharecropper farms in the area. But those haven't panned out too well from what I hear.
I know sharecroppers.
There have been complaints about the amount of water we're supplying. Yep. But those are just excuses for lack of diligence, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. You control the dam from here, huh?
Directly? No. But we attempt to maximize its output. You have no idea how difficult it is to provide power to an entire nation. Fortunately, we also have the Helios 1 facility. One of our external contractors recently got the station up and running. His name was something like Exceptional or Marvelous.
I know that man. Fantastic. Do I take credit or what?
Yes, that was it. Exactly.
Alright, 1 second. I'm gonna go back through that option and see if I can, that was me, I fixed Helios 1.
I see. Of course you did.
He doesn't believe me. Fuck me.
To be frank,
Alright, what are
I
our
have
chances?
no idea. I leave the fighting to Colonel Hsu, and I expect him to leave the science to me. Too many people have opinions on things they know nothing about. The more ignorant they are,
that's a strong
the more
opinion.
opinions they have.
That's a strong opinion, sir. Mr. Hildern. You have a lot of opinions about stuff, huh? Maybe about stuff you don't know so much about. You're telling me this guy's gonna believe a man named Fantastic over the very handsome and very capable person right in front of you?
Yes. Goodbye.
I don't like it.
Download complete. Begin recording. Navarro Outpost Scientist. I am glad that EDE has reached you. You will find several data banks of information on this machine.
Continue.
Please handle this information with the utmost care, as it represents the sum total of the results of my research on the Duraframe iBots. There are also several data banks with information on my research into Poseidon Energy, and some projects they were working on in the Mojave area.
Okay. Is that it? Hold up. Is that it? Is there more I still have to do? I'm gonna be really honest. It's been a long time since we've heard DD say anything. Some enclave log data. We still haven't gotten near to the bottom of that one. Okay. Okay. Well. So we have this quest now, stay in the grass, which is fine. We can do that awfully soon.
Did Dr. Hildern... This really isn't any of my business, but... Did he give you a job?
Why are you so interested?
Not interested. More concerned. It's just... You're not the first person he sent to Vault 22. And I know he'd never tell you. There were a lot of mercs. One after another. None of them came back. Then about a week ago, there was a scientist, Keeley. She's unusual.
Keeley was a she.
Not the sort of person you'd expect, but she's an absolute genius, and he didn't mention her? Not even her name? Or any of the other mercs?
No.
But now he's hired you, which means one of two things. Either he heard back from Keeley, and she failed, or he's given up on her.
Probably
Listen,
the second one.
I make a fair wage, but I'm not rich. Not by any means. Maybe my kind of money wouldn't appeal to your average merc. But I'm willing to pay you if you'll find Keeley and make sure she's safe. Isn't right leaving her out there. No idea if she's alive or dead.
Are you into her? I'll definitely look for her.
I had a good feeling about you. Moment you walked in. I mean it.
I have questions.
Of course. Anything.
Can you tell me anything else about Keeley?
Keeley's brilliant. An absolute genius. She plays at being mean, but it's all a front. When you've lived as long as she has, you get defensive around new people. Who wants to make a friend when you know you'll outlive them?
Is she a ghoul?
I
How old
couldn't
is
get
she?
her to say, but she talked about the war. The Great War, when the bombs fell, like she'd been there. So, I'm guessing pretty old. 200 years? Maybe more.
How do Keeley and Hildern get along?
Like a Brahmin and a Deathclaw, though I'm not sure which would be which. Bad analogy, maybe. They're both
Bad analogy.
Deathclaws in their way. Keeley hates Hildern. She says he's more politician than scientist, and gets in the way of true discovery. And Hildern hates Keeley because... well, because every time they meet, she makes him look like an ass. In front of important people, usually.
I'm liking Keeley more and more here. Hildern mentioned the follow... Did he? I didn't think he fucking mentioned the followers of the apocalypse. What's your role here?
Head researcher. Mostly on the dam project, but I help out on other things when they need me. Gotta be flexible.
What do you think of Hildern?
The director? He's very well-spoken and knowledgeable.
He talks so much. And he thinks he's smart as fuck. He's got a big ego. He seemed focused on results, maybe not so much on people.
He's not what you'd call warm, unless he wants something from you. And even then, it's kind of a cold warm.
I love it. Some
Most
good
of the
writing
time,
in this.
I focus on the science and try to forget
Really good
it.
writing.
He doesn't get mixed up in any actual work, though he tells people that he does.
So he takes credit for your work?
He sure does. Everyone knows it. I've just got to endure this job until the project is finished. But abandoning Keeley, he crossed a line. Taking credit for other people's work is one thing. Sending people to die in the waste is another. If Hildern tries to recruit any more mercs, I'm gonna warn them. What can he do to me? I'm the only one who can run this lab.
Angela, do you have gloves on? Or are those your fingers?
My father used to say good
Followers
things
of the
about them,
apocalypse.
but that was years ago. Back when they teach farmers and ranchers about crop rotation and the like. Nowadays, they've changed. They're doing what they can to discredit the NCR, give us a bad name with the locals. Dr. Hildern trained with them years ago.
Look at them.
Not me, though.
Look at the fingers.
I'm an OSI girl.
I hear the food around here is pretty bad.
It's foul, to tell the truth. Most people try to get what they can from the outside, even if it's just a smuggled candy bar now and then. Contreras is a genius. He can find almost anything you'd want. Takes caps to get him motivated, though. He won't do a thing for free.
Angela, you've been very helpful the second time around.
Stay safe.
Which makes me... You've been so helpful the second time around, which makes me think...
Yes? Something else you needed?
We could just ask this question. I have some questions.
Oh? What might those be?
So, tell me more about the... what's your opinion of Williams?
Williams is an admirable researcher. If she wasn't, I'd have terminated her contract, and she'd be begging for work from my former employers.
Why?
Williams has a tendency to feel before she thinks. Not in the lab, but everywhere else. That might be forgivable if she kept her concerns to herself, but she doesn't. Not in front of her peers, not even with contractors like yourself. That kind
You're not
of
either.
behavior can undermine morale.
Frankly.
She convinced my last contractor to quit. Same way she tried with you. Probably didn't tell you that, did she?
You didn't always work for the OSI?
No. The OSI hasn't been around for very long.
Elsewhere.
I received my training elsewhere.
Who did train you?
Before the bombs, I might have studied at any number of colleges, universities. They gave a man a chance to advance himself, or so I've heard. But after the bombs, until a few years ago, anyone with half a brain had one choice: the followers of the apocalypse.
There we go.
Didn't matter if you agreed with them or not. You either played along or you were turned away.
What do the followers believe?
Knowledge for knowledge's sake. A society of equals. They purport to be intelligent people, and then they spout this old-world dogma.
Doesn't sound like a good place for a person of ambition like you.
Exactly right. Imagine what the followers could have accomplished if they were properly motivated, if they had a unified purpose.
If they had
Those
egos
of us
like
who
you.
founded the OSI, we wanted to put our knowledge to work, and we have to some degree. But the checks
Interesting.
at OSI Central, they're still bound to the old ideas, society of equals and all that. There's still too little direction.
In your
If
opinion.
I can make real breakthroughs here, show the President what can be done when junior researchers are kept in line, kept focused on task. Who knows? Maybe I'll be sitting in OSI Central in a few years' time, and there'll be no more coddling of free spirits like our friend Williams.
People with consciences? Is that what the fuck you're talking about? People with consciences? Alright, so I'm gonna really quickly just check any other options that may show up, okay? Nope, okay, cool. That's all she wrote. Good stuff. Good talking there. Okay. Let's go talk to the dude on the other side of the hall. What's his nuts? You know, the guy. You know the guy. Curtis. Very interesting. I'm happy we came to Mccarran. I'm very happy. For a number of reasons. But I think we got some really interesting stuff going on.
What is it?
Colonel Hsu wanted me to help you look into the recent intelligence leaks.
Smart man. I could use somebody who can operate under the radar around here. Whoever our mole is, he's been slippery. Whenever one of the MPs gets too close, he changes his habits. Our last lead went cold weeks ago.
Where should I start?
You want my advice? Start by talking to people with a lot of eyes in the field. People like Lieutenant Boyd or Sergeant Contreras, maybe.
Boyd or
Careful
Contreras?
with Contreras, though. He's not above suspicion himself. Keep me apprised of any leads you get. This guy's gotten a lot of my men killed. I'm just itching to return the favor. Well, I'll leave that to you. But I would recommend Lieutenant Boyd and Sergeant Contreras as two people who usually know what's going on around here.
Okay. Sure.
Later.
Cool. Good stuff. All right. We have a lot of talking to do. A lot of talking to do still in this building. I don't know if this is the top floor. Check out that. But we're gonna start right here. Top of the thing. Go right. Inaccessible. Love that. Hornsby. Hornsby? What's
Boyd's
up?
in there with a prisoner right now. Boy, is she pissed.
Okay. There's an actual sunset sarsaparilla in there. A little bit of money. Boyd's in there with a prisoner. Can I come in? Yep, I can go in. All right, cool. What's up?
You stick out like a sore thumb around here. You sure you're in the right place?
I'm sure I'm in the right place. Who are you?
Not big on reading name tags, huh? That's okay.
I don't see a name tag.
My name is long and difficult to pronounce. Ready for it? It's Boyd. Lieutenant Boyd to my friends. Colonel Hsu has me handling the policing duties for the base.
Great.
I've told him he could make my job a whole lot easier if he would just let me shoot anyone who talks back to me. But you know how colonels can be.
I do. Hey, have you noticed anything suspicious lately? No, do you need any help?
Yeah, so far this has gone exactly as expected. Poorly. But with the work you've done for NCR already, you might be just what I've been looking for. We captured an honest-to-God Centurion of Caesar's Legion recently.
Let me cut off his balls. Let me kill him. What's up? Sorry. Is that a big deal?
Better believe it. Everybody in Caesar's Legion from Caesar on down will kill themselves before they can be captured. They're so twitchy they'd probably do it if you reached out to hug them. But here's this guy, who's an elite commander in their army, and he just gives himself up, even as his men are slitting their own throats around him.
What do you think it means?
Well, I don't know about you, but to me that sounds like a man who's willing to cooperate. Except he hasn't. Only times he speaks up are to insult you. He's a real prick, by the way. And I'm supposed to get information out of this guy.
Alright. Oh, God. I don't like any of these. Have you tried calling him hurtful names?
Yes, and one time I thought I saw a tear when I told him his uniform was unflattering. But I think he just got some dust in his eye.
What about a truth drug?
Don't have anything like that. Sounds nice. Like the kind of thing I'd want to take home and use on my husband. But even if we did, I don't know that I'd be comfortable using it. If there's any risk of overdose, it's not worth it. Asshole's too valuable.
And what about beating him senseless?
I like the way you think. Have I said that yet? Problem is,
I don't like the way I think.
frowns on using that sort of tactic. There's some restrictions still in place from President Tandy's administration. But here's my favorite thing about you.
Oh, God.
You're not in the NCR. Plus, for all this guy knows, you're completely insane. That's a winning combination.
I mean, he can probably hear me through that open fucking doorway.
I think if you rough him up enough and really put some fear into him, he'll sing like a choir boy. So let's do this. When you're ready, I'll go in and give you a little intro. Then I leave the room and you make him regret the day he was born. We go back and forth a couple times until either he talks or he can't move his jaw anymore. Either way, we've had our entertainment for the day.
I feel very bad about that. Oh, God. I object to the use of violence against prisoners of war.
Ah, tear my heart out, why don't you? Well, maybe you can find a way to play with his mind, get him out of his comfort zone. People lose their heads and say things they regret, especially if they underestimate you. This dickhead would underestimate a nuclear missile. Plenty of ways to skin a cat, as they say. Hey, what if we skinned him? Bet he wouldn't be so smug then.
Fuck me. Alright, let's do it. Actually, you know what?
See you around.
First off.
You're back.
I want to help you with that, but real quick, have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
Now, what kind of MP would I be if I didn't notice anything suspicious?
Yep.
I've had soldiers go AWOL, break-ins, thefts, you name it.
Who's missing?
Well, there's Anders. He's a ranger. That one's not suspicious so much as worrisome. He left on a dangerous assignment.
I found Anders.
Colonel Hsu sent him out. Now I think he feels guilty not having any way to check up on him.
I found Anders, right? Where was he?
I don't know him very well myself. I seem to remember that he was the man to call on if you needed someone to get in and get out quietly.
Anders was...
Colonel Hsu would really be the person to talk to.
Okay, we have to go talk to Hsu again. we're gonna have to call it an episode here. I'm on a tight schedule for recording today. We're gonna have to call it an episode here. We'll talk to Boyd about the rest of this in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate a like on the bottom of the video. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll talk some more to Boyd and to Hsu and just talk our ears off. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.